What do you make of this move, Jay? From Loftus, from Clorcop Loftus Sundowns to Wydad with Rulani. That is Thembinkosi Lorch.
So what this proves, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that Lorch was Rulani's signing at Mamelodi Sundowns. That power struggle between the coach at the time, Rulani Mokwena, as well as the sporting director, Thembinkosi, was not much ado about nothing. Also, Thembinkosi, every time he's got an opportunity to speak in a mic on a public platform, particularly to the media, he's gone out of his way to tell us that he's not the person who makes decisions by himself. At Sundowns, the institution, it's a team effort, and that does protest too much. So he won out in that struggle for power, and when he did so, Rulani were frozen out, and Thembinkosi Lorch being chief amongst them, because he joined in January last season, and in January he's already gone. And Lorch wasn't all available all the time, as we've seen. His availability has not been great in the last few seasons at Pirates. And when he did play, he kind of looked a bit lost. You did not walk away from his performances thinking, yeah, that's exactly where Lorch is going to play. Now, Themba Zwane out with a long-term injury, you would have figured, Thembinkosi Lorch is in the side. You have a perfect like-for-like substitute to stand in for Zwane. And that didn't happen. And him now going to Rulani is him placing his career in the hands of this coach. And it's a very interesting for me, Chuck, because Rulani coaches in the north. What's the job security there? As soon as Rulani leaves, unless Thembinkosi Lorch gets there and he absolutely sets the scene like on fire, and if or when Rulani does leave, he is comfortable staying within that environment, then okay, I'll come here and I'll review what I said. It's like, was a perfect move. What is good about the move for Lorch is that it's a loan move. So if either it doesn't work out for the team, doesn't work out for him, he gets to come back. I actually would have wanted to see him at Kaizer Chiefs, because if he can stay healthy, I do think taking the pressure away from those youngsters is a good thing, and Lorch still gets to play in one of the big teams. If not that, what I would advise Lorch to do, go be a talisman at like a SuperSport or an Amazul or whatever the case may be. Like when you get there, most likely you're going to be the best player, and these are the twilight years of your career. Go be. You see like what Abu Paulos Massehe did, like in the latter part of their careers. You see someone like who's the former Paris player who's now at Royal AM,
Matlab.
Like go be a cult hero, where there's no pressure for you to be in player of the year form, but you are still at the top level. You're still delivering. You've got like this fan base, however small it is, just like loving you, and you are the person who's just like carrying them to heights maybe they've never experienced before, even just by your performances, if not quite the results. But Lorch clearly does still believe himself to be a player who is Champions League level, and who maybe is on the precipice of getting back into the national team. I personally don't think so at this point, which is a lot for me to say, because at his pomp, I thought Lorch was the best player in the league. You remember me saying this, even when Themba Zwane was at Jigagamnand, So it's a loss, hurrah. If it does not work out here, I think that's it at the highest of levels for Thembinkosi Lorch. And maybe you do take the gamble. You roll the dice one final time if you believe in yourself like that. And we've heard from someone who was his former agent, where Lorch came to her and said, "Take me to Orlando Pirates," and he had this inner self-belief that I am this level of player. So if that guy is still there, and if he's healthy, and what that means as well is not just that he's not injured right now, but that his previous injuries haven't ravaged his body to a point where he's not quite at his physical peak, then he'll get there and do something, and we'll all be reminded who Thembinkosi Lorch is. As I'm saying, I don't quite anticipate that happening based on how his career has gone in the last number of years now. But if you are to take that chance, you take it with Rulani, because that man loves Thembinkosi Lorch.
I'm thinking to myself, after having gotten his side back on track in the league and they're now in a decent position, this is clearly a Rulani signing. It's not a Wydad signing, it's a Rulani signing, because I think to myself, obviously Rulani has been with Lorch at Pirates, brought him on board at Sundowns, and he's gone to Wydad and it's brought him with as well. And I think to myself, won't the head honcho say to you, this guy better deliver, because we shelled out money to play for a player that you wanted, because like I said, it looks to me like a Rulani player more than a Wydad player. He better produce results, because I don't know, Jay.
Yeah, Rulani is weighing his career there quite a lot on Lorch, right? And I understand why they trusted him, because he brought Cassius from Canada, and Cassius has been performing for him. So if that is something that they are going off of, and as we know, they suspended their coaching search when Rulani became available, and then they headhunted him. So he's bought himself some leverage, and it's like a belief and a trust in him that, okay, he makes decisions, we trust him, and it's going to work out. But if this doesn't work out, it's going to be a black mark on his time there.
And if I think about it, Jay, because it's only a loan move, and you only have a couple of months to make it work, I wonder what kind of Thembinkosi Lorch will get, because there's a lot of non-footballing action related to Thembinkosi Lorch, because he was frozen out of the Pirates side. We don't know if it was injury at some point, was it contract disputes, but there was a lot of time where the game passed him by. By that I mean Pirates found other talisman. Pirates found other players. We were like, okay, we'll play with Tito. Mfukeng is here. As much as Lorch came in, they were playing together. We were like, okay, even if there were talk from Pirates fans that even if he leaves, here's what we've got. That's because we had spent so much time with him injured or away. And we're like, we don't know what to get from Lorch. He goes to Sundowns, and a bit of the same happens where he's injured or he's out of favor. And we don't know what's going on with Lorch. And Sundowns win things anyway, with or without him. And so now that he's going to Wydad, where, as we said in the north, the pressure's on all the time, because the brand name must match up with the titles, or at least the cups, to win something. You ask yourself, is he in the right headspace to perform? Because he's been to a big club where they've figured to do things without him. Went to another big club, who are perennial champions. They figured to do things without him anyway. He goes to Wydad, another big club, another high pressure situation. Will he then step up? Because in the last 3-4 years, we haven't seen that. So I wonder where his head's at, and if he can do it for him. But like I said, Rulani trusts him. Let's see if let's see if he'll pay him back, basically.